from Jack Adderstrom, who could not be here. He is with his family, but here's his message to you. Pastor, I'm sorry I couldn't be there to help celebrate your 20th. Hard to believe it's been 20 years. I'm in Cape Cod at one of my family's annual lobster boils, and it's 75 degrees here. I do want to express my heartfelt gratitude for all you've done for our church and our congregation. The day you arrived was a wonderful day for all of us and monumentous day in our church's history. Your devotion to our church and congregation is clear for all to see, and you demonstrate your commitment every day. Thank you for being a true leader in every sense. You've been an inspiration, a mentor, a confidant, and so much more to me. Thank you for being such a wonderful friend. Enjoy your day. You deserve to be celebrated. Jack.
Yay.
Warren, you're up.
Before Warren reads his, Hans, tell them about Tim Anderson, because most of these people don't know who Tim Anderson is, and this next one is from Tim.
Really?
Yeah, we got her.
No kidding. Well, after the bishop had told me that they wouldn't reinstate me, I was playing golf. I played in some tournaments on Saturdays, and I met this one fellow who was, he was really a good golfer in first place, but somewhere along the way he said, "What do you do?" And I said, "Well, I'm not doing much of anything right now." He said, "Well, what did you do?" And I said, "Well, I was a clergy." He said, "With what denomination?" I said, "Lutheran." He said, "Oh, really? Which one?" I said, "The LCA." And he said, "Really?" And I said, what do you do?" And he said, "Well, I'm a minister in the LCA Lutheran Church." And I said, "Well, what do you do? Or which church you have?" And he told me the one down on 290. And he said, "Are you still serving?" And I said, "No, the bishop won't let me back in." And I explained how they dropped me out in 1989 if you weren't a full member of the congregation at that time, you got automatically dropped. And I said, "Who are you?" And he said, I said, "What do you do in the church?" And he said, "Well, I'm the head of the candidacy committee for the ELC, for our center." He said, "I'm the one that gives the final passing on whether somebody becomes certified or not." And I said, I think this is a God thing, but how unlike what I expected to meet out on the golf course. I wondered why you weren't throwing the clubs and swearing like everybody else is. And he said, "What's the problem?" And I told him, and he said, "Well, that's outrageous." And he said, "I'll get you back in the synod." And so he was basically responsible for going to talk to Tiemann after Stan had scaled his feathers. So Tim kind of got after him too. So he's the one that, and then when they agreed to reinstate me, one of the synod officers is supposed to come and do it. They didn't do it. They didn't want to do it because it was too embarrassing for them. So they asked him to go and install me at New Sweden. And he said, "How should I come?" And I said, "You can be kind of casual. You don't have to wear the vestments." Well, he came and he looked like he just slept, like he was homeless. And I said, maybe you should wear a vestment. I said, "There's choir robes." And so he put that on, and he had sandals and bare feet and a dingy shirt. And I liked him. He was my kind of guy. But he's the one responsible for getting me back in. Okay.
Okay, so Tim Anderson says, thanks for the invite to the big celebration this weekend. Unfortunately, I'll have to pass. We were away last weekend and will be away the following weekend, and I have some tasks that can no longer be ignored. I noticed the invite says surprise, so I'll wait until next week to send my good colleague a note of congratulations. Thanks be to God for 20 good years. Hard to believe it's been that long. T. Carlos Tim Anderson, pastor and community development director for Austin City Lutherans.
Okay, and the next person is Todd Peterson. If some of you don't know who Todd Peterson is, which I don't know why you would, he's the former pastor of St. John's, the German church across 973. And he and Pastor have weekly sessions. We talked about his desire for knowledge. They have classes that last an hour, 2 hours, where they watch films and discuss things on history, religion, just about any topic that I think he picks, they study. And he does. Okay, it's really amazing that he's got that much desire for knowledge. And Todd Peterson says, I am so sorry. I am away on vacation and couldn't attend, but send his congratulations and best wishes. And he says he'll talk to you next week when he's back. I guess it's next week. But anyway, that was from Todd Peterson.
Did they have ping pong tournaments after they got rid of
He was the one that arranged that ping pong tournaments with that congregation. He brought some of his people
I
over.
figured after y'all had y'all's classes, y'all would have to play ping pong one-on-one.
Well, we don't play ping. Well, usually it gets so close to Bible study time, I gotta go to Bible study rather than play ping pong.
Okay, this next one is from Jamie Lundgren. She's a relatively new member of the church, and she says, Pastor Hans, congratulations on 20 years. The moment I walked into this church, I felt like I had found my church home, something that was missing in our life. You made it so welcoming. Looking forward to more years in this wonderful church. So sorry we missed this wonderful celebration. Love you, Brian and Jamie. And the last one I have is from Heather Mueller. If some of you don't know, when Pastor spent time in Hawaii, he was an assistant pastor at the... Assistant director.
Rector.
Oh, rector. Okay.
That's Episcopalian. St. John's Episcopal Church. But they should know her because she preached a sermon here.
But some of them weren't members there.
Well, this is just last. When was it? It was early last. And by the way, she is a place just above the church in Kula in Maui, and she said if anybody in the congregation wants to come and stay there, they can stay with her.
Okay, and this is from Heather Mueller. She really took time to do this. She had wrote lyrics to a song. And she said it would be really sweet if you guys could sing it. Well, I got it last night. It's not going to happen. So anyway, if you keep the melody to Morning Has Broken in your mind as I'm reading this, hopefully you'll get the gist of what she's saying.
Sing it.
No.
Come on, Megan.
Sorry. The morning has broken like the first morning. Blessings were spoken 2 decades long. Praises for the sermons, praises for your caring. We saw them springing from your great works. Gift is our pastor, hence we do cherish, the one we honor and praise this day. Thanks from the children, thanks from we elders. We are the souls you bless with your love. We've heard it said that those who sing praises I'm not sure what this is. We sing our thanks for you. Hands, prayers, and voice. Prayers for his deep faith. Prayers for his sweet smile. We hope to know these gifts for a while. Yeah, obviously she took time to do this. We come together on this great morning to say we love you and all you do. Praise for these moments in the great life, in the great chain of life. We want to tell you our love for you. Aloha nui loa, Heather Mueller. I wish I was going to be there. Love you.
Heather's just about to go on a trip to Israel, and she wanted me to go along. And I said, I don't know if I could make it, but you know what's going on in Israel right now. It's a mess. So I don't know if she's going to get to go or not. But the one thing that she said would be a benefit is she not only did well she spent a year in Jerusalem, and she got to know the Israelis pretty well, but they did a lot of work with the Palestinians. And now is not the time when you want to be playing between the Palestinians and the Israelis. And so I haven't talked to her in the last couple of weeks. Don't know if she's going or not, but I'm kind of glad I turned it down.
Okay, now, open mic time. Anybody have any tributes you want to give to Pastor? If you don't, remember that there's a board right here with a lot of post-it notes that you can write him a note that he can look at later on and enjoy. Anybody?
They said they were going to do a roast.
We did. That was your roast.
That was a roast?
That was your roast. Do you want us to tell all the bad stuff?
Yeah.
Bad stuff. Anybody?
I'm sure y'all have some ping pong stories.
No. Okay, I guess we will close it there and thank everybody for coming out. And you want to?
You going to do a roast?
I don't have much for us. I want y'all to go watch the pictures because there are a lot of different, like I said, costumes we dressed him up in over the years. Pastor and I got to do a lot of Vacation Bible School openings back and forth of, well, I just got to kind of read some things. He got to be our silly actor that came out. So do check out some of those because we had some good Vacation Bible Schools when we were doing those. Some fun times there.
You're getting ready for a funeral. Right?
No, that was for just today. A celebration. So enjoyed those. We, as a congregation here, we have just a small gift for him. There's a gift card in here to your favorite restaurant. I think it's a Mexican restaurant or something, right? We want you to eat Mexican with us at some point. I will say, JJ and I did travel with Pastor and learned he is almost pickier eater than our boys ever were. So it is to a steakhouse, so it'll be your steak and potatoes that you like, and you don't have to eat Mexican food. But he likes a lot of junk food and stuff like that. But this is for you from the congregation. So, thank you.
I do want to thank, I have no idea who is responsible for this. I guess there's a number, and they keep asking me, did you know, or are you surprised? And yeah, I was really surprised, overwhelmed this morning, but I knew something was up because nobody would give me any answers. They was trying to get a bulletin done or trying to give her, Susan, the information, and I couldn't get anything I needed from the other people who were involved in the service, and it was getting a little upsetting actually. And so I apologize when if I was in any way derogatory in wondering about what is going to happen to the bulletin and what is going to happen on services. But when I came in, I was truly overwhelmed. And it's, I guess some of the memories will just be kept in the tear ducts.
Last Sunday when I was leaving, you shook my hand and you said, "Do you have something to say to me? Do you have something you want to say?" You looked at me and I just looked at you like, I went, "No." Why did you ask me that? And I'm thinking, why did he ask me that?
Well, I thought the best when he asked Yvonne, "Can we have communion?" And she just went, "No." And I was like, "Okay, we're not going to have it." And then we decide next Sunday we are.
He said, "You look like you have something you want to say to me." That's what he said. He said, "You look like you have something you want to say to me." And I looked at him and went, "No." I was like, "I don't know."
You're too transparent.
I know. It was hard to try not to lie to you. You know, when you walk
You had kind
into-
of silly smile on your face. I'm like, something's up.
It's when you walked into the meeting we had, we were doing the...
Our Delights of December meeting.
Yes.
We got to start planning that now.
And when you walked in and said, "Well, I'm going to come to this meeting," what was the meeting? What were we initially talking about? We said we were going to do...
Delights of December.
No, before we said Delights of December, because he walked in like he was going to come to the meeting, and we looked at him. Well, we're talking... I thought I was pretty quick about it. I said, "Oh, well, we're talking about Delights of December. You want to join us? You want to join something or something?" And he goes, "No, if I'm not needed, I'm good." And he walked out. But I thought, oh, he's going to sit down here, and then what are we going to do?
And I was
We
thinking,
did talk about the life of December, just so it wouldn't be a full-fledged lie. We did talk about it, too.
well, I thought that was really crazy to be planning that. And then I said, why are they planning on that? Terry does the planning on it.
Oh, yeah,
Nothing.
you did say, "Well, next December," and I said, "Well, it takes a long time."
Yeah, right.
It's been like being in the whole twilight zone the last 2 weeks.
It was hard. You were everywhere, and people kept calling, going, "What do we say now? He's asking this," and we're trying to come up with things to say to you, and it was, yeah, we made it tough. Yeah, and everybody was going, "How do we say something and not lie to him? Oh my goodness, what are we going to do?" Yeah, so we had to come up with stuff. Pretty creative.
No, and this morning I said, I asked me, I said, is anybody going to be there this morning?
And I panicked when we walked in, and this whole time, I panicked because David walked over and was shaking your hand and he was talking to you, and I thought, oh, all this time, and then David's gonna open his mouth. And I was like, what is David saying to him? So David came over there and said, "What did you just say to him?" "Oh, I told him I liked all those different pins he had on him or whatever." I'm like, I just knew he was over there going, you know, "Aren't you surprised?" Or like you already knew. And I'm thinking, oh, we waited this long in the last 5 minutes, David opens his mouth.
Way to go, David.
Well, the only thing, I think the most curious was, I did ask Yvonne, I said, well, on Thursday night on game night, I said, well, I guess all I need to know is, am I preaching or not? And she said, no.
Wait, I do have one more thing. I am so sorry. I just looked over now. Carolyn Shin, she has a tribute for you.
Well, I thought I didn't want to interrupt anything, but I did, and I won't read it, but I just want you to know how thankful we as a community of Maynard and in this whole area, how thankful we are for you and all these wonderful workers, because you couldn't have done what you did if it wasn't for all these wonderful people that wanted to follow you, and you were the shepherd, but you had to let these sheep, you had to corral them and keep them going in the right direction. And I was on an archaeological dig in 1983 in Israel, and I was up on top of this tell digging in the dirt, and I had an Israeli sergeant up there, and I looked down and there was a shepherd down there and keeping the sheep, and there were no fences, and they were walking among the lemon trees, and there were some tomato plants, and I said, how does that shepherd keep those sheep going where he wants them to go? Because there were no fences, nothing. I didn't ever, we were way up high and he was down low, but I never heard him call to the sheep. He did have a border collie sheepdog, but this tough Israeli sergeant was a woman, and she'd been a sergeant a long time, and she was telling us what to do. And I said, how does he tell those sheep what to do? And she said, it's very simple. He has a lead sheep, and the lead sheep leads them, and all the sheep follow. And I think you have been a good lead sheep. And you listen to the big good shepherd, and you follow him, and you lead these sheep in the right direction. So thank you very much. And
Again, thank you, everybody.